What's good? Welcome to First Stream Podcast. On today's episode of First Stream Podcast, we have the one and only Lou Holder with us. We had a WNBA draft. We're going to look at a couple of players, and we're going to talk about the state of the league. I am freezing badly right now.
You're not.
No? Okay, great. All right, we're going to talk about the state of the league. But most importantly, I'm going to ask you all one question. I think Lou knows the answer to this. What is today?
Are
Jackie
you asking
Robinson.
us? I was gonna
Yeah.
say because I know.
It's Jackie Robinson Day. All of that plus a lot more coming up on First Stream Podcast. Y'all ready? Let's go.
It's wartime, baby. This what you signed up for. This what we worked hard for. You for. Y'all the first string. Y'all gotta go set the tone now. Hey, let's go. Lace 'em up. It's the First String Podcast show. Hey, let's go. They spitting facts on the First String Podcast show. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Hey, let's go. Cause it's time for the First String Podcast show. Hey, let's go. Lace 'em up. It's the First String Podcast show. Hey, let's go. They spitting facts on the First String Podcast show. Imagine talking sports, having fun with the fans. At a starting lineup, First String is what you have. An entertaining stream with the Pro Bowl cast. When the viewers chime in, they gon' answer what you ask. Representing for the Queens, yeah, we got Lady A. A super knowledgeable woman who can break down any play. Said from the South, so he rep GA. The Falcons, the Bulldogs, the whole Peach State. Drunk Uncle Al, only way you can describe him. Every time he crack the mic, you know he gon' be wildin'. Last but not least, it's my man Toothpick. Commanders is a squad and he the captain of the ship. So if you feel the vibe, go ahead and tune in. Like, subscribe, recommend to a friend. Nah, for real, like, subscribe, and recommend this to a friend. Hey, let's go. Cause it's time for the First String Podcast show.
Okay, welcome back to First Stream Podcast. Please don't forget to like, subscribe to First Stream Podcast. Hit the bell to enable alerts for new content just like this. The most important part, though, is that you tell a friend to tell a friend about First Stream Podcast. Lady A, you got it. I'm having a lot of difficulties over here right now.
It doesn't look like it from here, but you're good. We have, as you can see, we have Lou Holder in the house today. So thank you so much for coming. Lou, you'll be able to discuss with us a couple of things that are going on. Number one, we have a draft that just happened yesterday. We'll also talk about today obviously is Jackie Robinson Day, and then we have our hometown wonderful situation here. We have a guy that has broken many records and has now been crowned the hometown hero. Well, not really hometown. He's not from here, but he's been here since he went into the league. We're talking about Ovi. How is that excitement, Lou?
So first of all, thanks for having me on. Always good to be on with the First String Podcast. Good to be on with you, Lady A. It's hope to see you soon out there. You know, you always covering the sports, but yeah, I this Alexander Ovechkin thing is really special. I think what is very unique and what is very cool about this, it brings us all back to why we love sports. You know, sports sees no color, Lady A. It sees no gender. It sees none of that. And what you're seeing is a team, a fan base, a region just rally behind and celebrate a sports figure that honestly stay true to the area, right? There's a reason why Darryl Green is so beloved in the Washington, D.C. area, because he stayed his entire career with one team. There's a reason why Cal Ripken is so beloved in the Baltimore area, because he stayed the entire time. There's a reason why Wes Unseld will always be endearing to the Washington, D.C. fan base, because he won a championship and he stayed in the area. Ben Olsen with soccer. I mean, it just goes on and on and on with people who have stayed. That's just locally.
Right.
In the world of sports, the Kobe's, the Tim Duncans, the Walter Payton, people who stayed their entire career, sports legends who have stayed their entire career in one area. That local longevity and loyalty means a lot. So, I mean, he passes this record, a record that goal scoring record that we thought may never be broken. And he's doing it, and he's still got some stuff left in the tank. So this is one of those records that you don't know if will ever be broken, right? But you're looking at the person who he passed, Wayne Gretzky, who, when he passed the record that was set by Gordie Howe, he did it in a different uniform than the Edmonton Oilers, right?
Yeah.
Ovi did everything, and I was there when he was drafted, and here now, Ovi has done all of this with one sweater, one uniform, right? Ryan Zimmerman's another one with the Nats, played his entire career with one team. So when an athlete comes in that has any type of special abilities, and they not only exceed your expectations, but they supersede or exceed your expectations, and then they stay and pour into a region, it's really, really special. There's people all over the DMV that are in love with hockey now because of Alexander Ovechkin. And I tell you what, if he was Canadian or an American citizen, this thing would have been so much more a bigger deal. But because he's Russian, that's always that one thing that's preventing him from that superstardom. But not in my eyes. Not in my eyes. I don't care what color you are. I don't care what nationality you are. You got to be able to enjoy greatness. And man, when you see it and you're able to experience it, and you know that this may never happen again in your lifetime, man, it's a special moment. It's a special moment. And there's people in love with hockey now, black, white, male, female, all because of this grade 8. And it's been good to be in the arena these last couple of games to follow this, to see not only the local outpouring, but the national respect and the international respect. That's one of those hard records that you never thought was going to be broken. And he broke it, and he's doing it with lesser teammates. I'm not saying that the teammates that he had are not worthy, but I mean, Wayne Gretzky got to play with Hall of Famers, Paul Coffey, Yari Curry, Grant Fuhr, Mark Messier. Ovi hasn't played with any of those. I mean, Nicky Backstrom is awesome. TJ Oshie is awesome. Braden Holtby was awesome for the years that he was
run.
But these guys that I named that played with the Edmonton Oilers when Gretzky was playing, man, they're all Hall of Famers. Gretzky was the lead Beatle, but there was so many other Beatles in there. That was a rock show every time that they stepped in a rink. And Ovi hasn't had that. Ovi's been doing this literally by himself.
Correct.
Well, Lou, I got a question, and it sort of goes to something you were saying when I first got back in. When it comes to Ovechkin, he has meant so much to the DMV. But my question is, like, of course you have the 4 sports, but he has to be the most iconic for what he has done for hockey, because DC was never a hockey town until the Great 8 showed up and showed everybody that we do play hockey in Washington.
Well, I mean, they've Rod Langway, they've had Ole Kolzig. I mean, there's people who like hockey. Washington has been, they've been relevant. But that was when I got here, Ted Leonsis has said that we are going to revamp and we're going to tear the whole thing up and we're going to start all over again. And fans were like upset because they love their Caps. And I remember going to the Cap Center when I was little and watching those hockey games and stuff like that. But Alexander Ovechkin was the beginning of all that. So he has a special place. He has a special place in Washington, D.C. sports history for what he's been able to do. Gretzky will always be the GOAT. He will always be the GOAT because he has multiple cups. And because of Gretzky, there's hockey being played all up and down the western coast of our country, Anaheim, San Jose, all those places, is because when he played for Edmonton, the Los Angeles Kings, where he actually broke the Gordie Howe's record, he was playing for the Los Angeles Kings. I mean, all of these franchises did not exist before Wayne Gretzky, right? Because of the being in Edmonton and the Western Canada and all of that hype, man, these teams and these franchises not only were birthed, but they are thriving. They are thriving because of Wayne Gretzky. He will always be the GOAT. But that Alexander Ovechkin record, again, it's a record versus the overall game. Wayne Gretzky didn't have any flaws in his game at all. He also played with a lot of good talent that Ovi didn't get a chance to play with. So breaking that record and winning at least one cup here in the Washington, D.C. area, man, that puts Ovi in the Mount Rushmore of athletes here in the Washington, D.C. area.
And he did it in one game less than Gretzky.
Yeah. And Gretzky did it with other franchises. I mean, when Gretzky finished, he was playing with the Rangers. To stay with one franchise the entire time you have been in the area, you have been in the league and been a professional, that's big. It's what we wanted with Bryce Harper. It's what we wanted with John Wall. It's what we wanted with RG3. It's hard to live up and then exceed expectations, but then to stay in one uniform, man, it's a special thing. It's a special thing. And, I know that is now the move of the day, free agency. You got to go get yours and this and this and that. I get all that, but Steph Curry hasn't left.
Right.
I can pick somebody in each of the major sports who has just stayed with one franchise.
Right.
And so it still can be done. And that's why it's so special when you see it in any of the sports for somebody to play 20 years. 20 seasons in one uniform when you could have literally revamped your deal and moved on to somewhere else, man. And it's to see the outpouring of the kids that have come out to the ring to give Ovi flowers and respect and everything like that. Again, sports sees no color. It sees no gender. It doesn't see any nationality for me either. If you're good and you're loyal to a fan base, man, that's the love that you're seeing right now. That's why people want him to get another cup. That's why a week later, people are still talking about how much. I mean, you come to Washington, D.C. now. I don't know how long it's going to be up, but you come to Washington, D.C. now and you come to Union Station. They got banners on Union Station honoring Ovi. It's really, really fun to see.
Yeah, it is exciting. It is. Go ahead, Peg.
Oh, I was going to say, speaking of, people getting their flowers and things like that, last night there was the WNBA draft, and this time there was another iconic player being drafted. Lou, you come on and you talk to us about high school hoops, and you talk to us about the college levels hooping in our area, but most importantly, you talk about the ladies that are hooping. And now, can you speak on the evolution of the WNBA for us and what this how it's getting better and what these new rookies are going to bring to this?
Yeah, I mean it's just a special time. I remember being on with you last year, and I was like, this Caitlin Clark and Angel Reese, that's just the beginning. There's
Yeah.
more coming, and there's talent all over the place, and it's just getting to a point now where the personalities and the coaches and the because when I got into women's basketball. Again, I told you this, and I've mentioned that I have a healthy respect for women's basketball because before I came to the Washington, D.C. area, I spent 2 years in Connecticut covering Connecticut sports. And the beat that I was on was the UConn women. The sports director, he covered the men, I covered the women, and man, that was a fun ride. Fun ride. I will never forget my 2 years covering UConn basketball, and to see because in that state, UConn is like their pro franchise. They don't have a professional teams or anything like that. That's their professional team, and that state rallies around that team like no other. Right. And I feel blessed because of all the championships that Gino Auriemma, 12 now, all the championships that Gino Auriemma has won. I feel, and he will tell you, that I witnessed the greatest one of all of them. And that is, the 2002 team that had Sue Bird, Diana Taurasi, Swing Cash, Asia Jones, and Tamika Williams. I mean, 4 Olympians on that team. 3 of them are in the Hall of Fame or going to be in the Hall of Fame because Diana Taurasi just retired, but Sue's in there, Swin's in there. That 39-0, and that was a run that I will never, ever, ever forget. But there are players that have been legendary for Connecticut, and then there's players that have been very endearing to the coach, right? You have your Breonna Stewarts have won 4 championships there. You have your Maya Moores. Paige Beckers has only won 1, but her journey, and the way she's battled through injuries and things of that nature makes that a very, very special player for him. And that hug at the end of that championship game, I saw that hug before. I saw it in 2002 when Sue Bird walked off the court, right? That was one that was really, really special to Gino Auriemma. He can't really say it because it's like picking children,
right?
But he has special players that have been his extension on the court. And I haven't seen an embrace for a player since Diana and Sue left that program. I haven't seen that Paige Beckers hug. I haven't seen that since then. So it's just good to see her get a title because she's in one of those rare airs in that UConn history, and she has opened up this whole conversation about how good this draft is going to be because there's a lot of good talent that's just going to infuse the interest in women's basketball. They're going to start moving to bigger arenas, and it's just going to get better and better and better. It was just good to see. It was good to see some local kids too. Madison Scott and Leah Tu King, they both played at Bishop McNamara High School, and they both were drafted. First time that 2 WNBA players were drafted out of that school's history, and that school is a national powerhouse. They've produced, I think it's 3 McDonald's All-Americans now, and Madison Scott was the second one. Jakia Brown-Turner was the first. Maddie McDaniels, who's now at South Carolina, she was the third, and Madison Scott was the second. Played at Ole Miss and drafted 14. She's going to be playing with Paige Beckers in Dallas, and that was just fun to see that. Fun to see like local kids, and fun to see that there's going to be a lot of talent that's going to be infused in some rosters. It's going to be fun watching the WNBA this summer.
Yeah.
Well, we'll just call it the W around these parts now. That's what Lady A put into the mandate. She said, if we don't refer to it as the W, we'll just be fined.
Really?
So that's what she told us this. So the W is blowing up. And I just got to go back to the national championship since you spoke on it. Now, you came on and you talked to us and you told us about this young lady before the NCAA tournament kicked off. You told us about AZ Fudd. And my God, did she announce her presence in the NCAA tournament? And her mom wore the shirt, said, "Fudd around and find out." And did the nation find out about this special young lady? Talk about how she helped Paige Becker and Paige helped her to get this national championship and what she meant to that team.
Yeah, they're best friends. I mean, you saw her; she was sitting at the table during the draft. They're best friends. It's the reason why AZ Fudd went to UConn because Brenda Freeze and everybody was trying to cover. I mean, she's St. John's. I mean, trying to keep the talent at home. I've never seen this basketball talent that's in the Washington, D.C. area is like no other. And when AZ Fudd and Madison Scott and Ashley Owusu and all of these players that were coming out of the WCAC at the same time, it was a beast. It was a gauntlet, right? And, it was the whole thing was, can Brenda get one of these kids to stay at home? One, right? Can we get a Derek Queen to stay in the area and play for the hometown, the state school or whatever? But Paige Beckers is her best friend, and that's the reason why she went to UConn. And to be quite honest, it was really, really good after all of that hype, all of that buildup, and then all of the injuries. It was really good to see both of those on the court at the same time. It really was. It really was. And that's why it was literally a buzzsaw. I mean, South Carolina had no answer. They went through 3 number 1 seeds. Juju, even if Juju didn't get hurt, man, that was just you. That what you saw with AZ and Paige and Gino and all the supporting cast is you saw a special run by a special coach and 2 special players.
Yeah.
Well, 3. Don't forget about the freshman, because the freshman, she's going to be
strong.
Amazing.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I mean, it was that senior leadership for me. The senior leadership made it so that freshmen can just be a freshman. Yeah. But it's that culture. I mean, Gino Auriemma basically revamped and refined the women's basketball game, and then he reestablished the press. He reestablished the whole genre. I mean, that's just what he did. He was like, "Yo, I'm back." 71 years old. Come on.
Right. Yeah, South Carolina, Dawn Staley, she's building a monster, and this was her first loss in a national championship game to Gino. So, which means that she has to go back to the lab, and it's a fight for the recruits again, right? Which only enhances the game to make women's basketball that much better. And then the end product, them going to the next level of the WNBA will be, I'm sorry, Lady A, don't find me. The W will be that much better.
And Gino was 12-1 in championship games, and that one loss is to Dawn.
Right.
So again, there are now these rivalries, there's these matchups, there's these things that we want to see that is just going to perpetuate the interest in the women's game.
Yeah.
Juju, how's she going to respond when how's she going to do when she comes back? Yeah. Right? Who's going to step up? People are jumping in and out of the portals, and Haley Van Lith. 3 different teams. What is LSU going to do now? Like, there's all these different things popping up that they are, because when I was covering women's basketball at UConn, there was Gino Auriemma and UConn and Pat Summitt in Tennessee, right? And then everything else was kind of like below them. Now, there's good coaches and good teams all over the place.
Yep.
All over the place.
Yeah.
And that's what makes it good. Every single night, you're going to see a good matchup. And I'm going to say this, and I'm going to say this with all respect and passion. If Paige Beckers doesn't get hurt, we're not talking about Caitlin Clark.
Oh, so true. So true.
We're not talking about Caitlin Clark if Paige Beckers doesn't get hurt. Paige Beckers was the it girl, the it woman. Gino Auriemma recruited her, not Caitlin Clark, right? But when Paige got hurt, Caitlin stepped up. She took it. She took it and ran.
Yeah,
she took it and ran. But let's be clear: if Paige Beckers does not get hurt, we're not talking about Caitlin Clark. Not like that. No. Not like that. Not like that. And if anything, there's a shared spotlight, right? But there was Paige got hurt, and she came back for another year, and rightfully so. She wanted to come back, and this is the reason why. She wanted to be the number 1 pick in the draft. She wanted to win that championship at UConn. Check. All boxes checked.
Undefeated.
All boxes checked. All boxes checked. So.
Yep.
So it's going to be fun when Paige goes up against Caitlin, when Paige goes up against, her other former teammates. I mean, it's just going to be fun. Aaliyah Edwards, who plays for the Mystics. I mean, it's just going to be fun to see all these little battles and nuances as this new class comes in.
Agreed.
Yeah. Lydia, you ready?
Ready.
Well, tell us about the certificates of number 42 happening today, Lou.
Oh, yes.
I mean, you should set that up for me, Pick.
Right. Well, I mean, I think that's the reason why he said it, but he didn't clue me in. So
I'm sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. Because, I am a Jackie Robinson, super fan, right? Mm-hmm. So let's talk about this particular day. Why is it Jackie Robinson Day? A lot of people, we talked about this recently, but I think people need a reminder.
Yeah.
We all
there's moments in sports, and there's moments in history.
Right.
And this moment in sports history will never and should never be forgotten. What Jackie Robinson did, breaking the color barrier, in sports and in baseball, is the reason why the three of us are on a podcast right now. It's so much more than just sports. It was historic. It was part of the fabric of our country that this individual fought through hatred, fought through racism, fought through so much, and was the first to break the color barrier. And we've seen it in sports, we've seen it in golf, we've seen it in so many other sports, but baseball is the national pastime. And to see that happen, and now on April 15th, the number 42 is celebrated, and everybody, all teams wear number 42, and it gives me chills. It gives me chills that what this individual endured so we could have an equal place in all things sports, but then all things culture, sports, entertainment, politics. I mean, Jackie Robinson's life and Jackie Robinson's example is so much far-reaching than sports itself. It happened in the avenue or in the whole umbrella of sports, but it's so much more than sports.
Yeah.
And it led me to one of my favorite moments in broadcasting. And I was actually working for one of the stations here in Washington, D.C., DC 50. And one of the producers said, "Hey, look, there is a movie coming out called 42. And this actor named Chadwick Boseman is playing Jackie Robinson. We need somebody to go to Georgetown. He's in at the Four Seasons. He's in one of these rooms, and each station is going to be able to have a half hour with him. Oh, wow. Right? Can you meet me? Can you meet one of our cameramen down there to do this interview? We know how much you mean to this area in sports, and we'd really like you to do this interview if you would like." I said, "Sure." did not know too much about Chadwick Boseman, but I did know that anything that had to do with Jackie Robinson and the movie about his life, I wanted to be a part of.
Yeah.
Go down there, I do the interview, and never in my wildest dreams did I think that I know or did I imagine that I would be part of a historic journey for me, that I was able to interview Chadwick Boseman in his breakout role as an actor.
Yeah, that is so cool.
Before Black Panther, before Get On Up, before all of that, there was this iconic role that he played Jackie Robinson in the movie 42, and it just it's one of my favorite interviews that I've ever done in my career, and not just because it was Chadwick Boseman, it's because somebody did a movie about Jackie Robinson's life. Right. It's a pretty darn good movie too. If you haven't seen it, it's for your audience. If you have not seen it, it's a very, very good movie. It did a really, really good job of telling that story. Harrison Ford was in it. There was just so many people that took part in making that film, and all with the blessing of his widow, Rachel. She wanted to get this thing done. She picked the actors. She had her hand in a lot of this stuff. She has her hand in Jackie's entire legacy. And she deserves a lot of credit too, man. I think she's over 100 years old.
Yeah, she's
doing a great job.
102 now. I remember her birthday.
Yeah. She's doing an amazing job of making sure that Jackie's legacy never dies. I can remember that movie. Well, I do remember that movie, and I remember one of the things was that I remember was some of the other players. I think Cecil Page, I think his name was, and they were in the movie. They were like, Jackie's the one that's going to get us there. Yeah. So you could see that other players recognized how special Jackie was as well, and for Major League Baseball to honor him every year with everyone wearing the number 42 is absolutely special to me. A baseball jersey is one that I don't have, but if you ever catch me wearing a baseball jersey, it will have the number 42 on the back, of course. And it will not say toothpick. It just will not say toothpick.
Well, just so everyone knows, that number is actually retired. So that's another reason why it's just amazing. Just a young kid being signed to the Brooklyn Dodgers, and it's 78 years ago, and we're still talking about it today. It's still relevant today. It still has an impact today. So I think that's really cool. And Lou, I'm envious of that that interview.
Yeah.
Because
that was I have to post it for you guys. Yeah, I still have it, and I post it around every year around this time. It's just it's what I tell my students, is you just have to be at the right place at the right time. You know, you do the right things, and you never know where you're going to end up. Again, it was I'm always ready as a freelancer, as somebody who I always have a suit in the car. Things that are always in my car is my suit, my makeup bag, and my golf clubs. All of them are all in the car at the same time, because you never know when one of those is going to pop off.
Yeah.
Well, and so I was able to quickly go down there and do this interview, and it changed it was one of the seminal moments of my entire broadcasting career, because to see that movie and to see the one that he did about Thurgood Marshall and James Brown and 21 Bridges and Black Panther and all that, and he wasn't, from my calculations and what they were saying about his condition and everything like that, he wasn't sick when I interviewed him, but soon after that seemed like he was doing all of these major roles while he had this cancer. Right. And it's just phenomenal. Yeah. I'm thankful that you're having me on April 15th, because it gets swallowed up obviously in tax day and your taxes are due and all that other stuff. But April 15th is a big day. And there's not too many numbers that are universally retired by leagues anywhere. And so to have a major sport retire a number, and not only retire that number, let everybody on one day has to wear that number.
Right.
It's not just the retiring of the number, it's that they break it out every April 15th and everybody has to wear it.
Yeah.
That has to be special for even for a major league player. That has to be a special jersey every year that you look forward to wearing.
Yeah.
Is that Jackie Robinson jersey? And to be selfish, if I was a major league player, I would have every one of my number 42 jerseys from every year that I played in the big leagues. That's how much it would mean to me.
They may. I'm sure there are some players that do that.
Yeah. And again, it's as each year goes by, it's up to me, and then it's up to people to keep telling the story. Like, it has to still be in the mindsets, and it still has to be on the lips, and it still has to be in the minds of people who know how significant it is.
Exactly.
It's no different to me than people who walked with Martin Luther King, or with Jesse Jackson, or with John Lewis, or with any of these trailblazers and people that were very synonymous with our with civil rights. It was just, he was doing his civil rights on a sporting surface. And I can't even imagine what he actually endured. I mean, we see movies and we see whatever. I can't even imagine what he actually endured. There was this part in the Chadwick Boseman was telling me there was a part in the movie where the extras, a lot of the extras that were in the movie, they were white. And so anytime that Jackie Robinson did something or Chadwick Boseman did something, they would cheer, right? And Chadwick Boseman he would say to the extras, "You people, the white people, you cannot cheer for me because that's not how it happened
Right.
back in the day. And every time you cheer for me, we got to do the scene over again."
Mm-hmm.
Right? So he's laughing and he's telling me this story about how people, white and black, were cheering for him, but that's not how it was back in the day.
No.
They weren't cheering for him. They were spitting at him, throwing stuff. And Chadwick said, "I need you all to do that, because that's how it was. And every time you do not do that, we have to do the scene over again."
Right.
Right.
It was hilarious. It was hilarious.
Appreciate you.
It was
Appreciate you,
I
but
really
stop it.
appreciate you cheering for me, but
Right.
you're jamming me up right now
Right.
because I want to go home and we got to take this thing over again.
Right. Thank you,
Right.
but no thank you.
Right. Exactly.
Hilarious.
Well, listen, Lou, we really, really do appreciate you coming through and giving us time. We know you. We know it is tax day. It's Jackie Robinson Day and things like that, and we are most definitely appreciative of your time, and we look forward to having you on again.
I thank you. I thank you for this. Because we always talk football, but I mean, it's so much more on this show. That there's culture, there's different sports. I mean, it's just good conversation to not just talk about football, because we will be getting to that burgundy and gold soon and very soon.
Yes.
But you can't let stuff like Alex Ovechkin's record, the spike that is now in the WNBA, the W, and this particular day on the sports calendar, you can't let that. The draft will speak for itself when it happens. We have hope. We have hope. I will say this, though. I've been seeing a lot in the media, social media. I will say this. It is kind of frustrating to see things like how many titles and how many Super Bowls will Jaden Daniels bring the Washington Commanders. Man, let this young man be. It's just, it's not. It doesn't do us any good. He alone is not going to be able to win them championships. they're going to need defense, they're going to need coaching, they're going to need all that stuff.
Right.
To make it now seem like, okay, I get it. They have gotten the most important position in sports. They've gotten it figured it out. They've got it figured out. This is the guy. Right. But let him go through the process of learning the second year and whatever to now start saying things because it's a slow sports day. You know, Jaden Daniels, how many Super Bowls is he going to really? He hasn't even gotten to one yet.
Right.
And now people are talking about how many he's going to win. I was like, it's unfair to that young man.
Yeah.
It's unfair to that young man, you know, and I saw it with RG3 too. Like, you know, 4 or 5 games in, and then he got hurt.
Right.
You know, so it's like
let it breathe. Let it breathe
just a little bit. I know fan is short for fanatic, but there's a lot more things we could be talking about with this burgundy and gold than how many Super Bowls, not Super Bowl appearances, how many Super Bowls is Jaden Daniels going to win? I know that the goal and the thirst and the desire is to have our own Patrick Mahomes and whatever like that. But man, can the young man get to one Super Bowl first before we start talking about how many he's going to win?
Right.
Lou, one more thing really fast. Just so we're clear and transparent, we had our March Madness sports movie bracket. I did send you a message because we were at a dead tie, right? It was the program versus, I believe it was the program versus Any Given Sunday that I text you about. Can you please tell everybody what you replied to me? Because I told them and I got overruled here.
I can't remember what I told you.
You said something like the program has Holly Berry in it, right? And I was like, yes.
Oh,
and you said that's the winner. You said that's the winner, and I told them.
you know, can we talk about how cool and how fortunate Omar Epps has been as an actor? So he's been. I think I saw this. He's the only actor that had gotten 3 different scholarships.
Yeah, no, it was actually 4. They only mentioned 3. It was 4.
It was 4. So it was
4 different
Love and Basketball.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It was learning. What was
Higher
it?
Learning.
Higher Learning.
Mm-hmm.
It was the program.
In the program.
And there was one more. He was.
I don't remember.
It was a football.
The program was football.
Yeah, there was another one. Hold on, let me see.
Yeah, but in those movies, his love interest was Holly Berry,
Sanaa
Lathan, and Tyra Banks.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
What?
Yep.
That's a pretty good run. That's a pretty.
You did say right place, right time, right?
That's a pretty good run. That's a pretty 3 scholarships and 3 good-looking girlfriends. That's a pretty good run.
Okay, so no, it wasn't for scholarships. It was 3 scholarships, but he also played Willie Mays.
I don't count.
Major League 2.
I don't count that.
But
he played Willie Mays Hayes in Major League 2.
Right. So, but that's the thing.
You gotta go when he was the starring character.
Right. But he always plays somebody that, well, first of all, he plays excellent roles. We'll give him that. But you're right. And they always pair him with the most amazing person opposite of him. You know, no matter what he does, it doesn't, not even the sports movies, like they always pair him. I need his agent. I need his agent. This is amazing.
He may have had one of the best runs as an actor.
Yeah. Well, our ultimate winner of our March Madness sports movie bracket was Any Given Sunday.
Yeah, we have the.
Oh, okay.
Do you see it? I'm not on that screen.
No, you go ahead. You pull it up. I can't. So
okay.
I don't know. Oh, wow. That's a good. That's interesting.
We had 32 teams, and Any Given Sunday was the winner. So it was.
Where did Coach Carter come in?
Oh, I think Coach Carter made it to the.
Hold on, let me see. Let's go back. Coach Carter did not make it out the first round.
What?
It lost to Bloodsport.
Yeah,
Okay, it's over for me. I can't continue.
We're
See?
going off of votes.
Who decided these?
the fans voted. The fans voted. So
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Coach Carter with Samuel L. Jackson didn't make it out of the first round.
well, see, you got to remember, like a lot of these movies. I got to tell you, a lot of these movies, some of them have never seen. Right, so we told them, hey, you guys got homework. You know, here's the 32 movies that we have, and they're going to battle it out. If you haven't seen some of these movies, go watch them. There's some really good sports movies here, and they didn't do their homework.
Who was the final four? Who was the final four?
The final four was amazing. He Got Game versus Any Given Sunday.
Yeah.
Remember the Titans versus The Longest Yard.
Okay.
And The Longest Yard was the one with Chris Rock and Adam Sandler.
Yeah, that version.
Wow. God.
It was tough.
It
was tough.
Well, Denzel made
Coach Carter not getting out of the first round. I'm in my feelings about that. That how does that not really?
The question should have been how's Denzel on both sides of the bracket?
How did draft day do?
Draft
day made it to the second round, I believe.
Yeah, let me see. Hold on. Draft day. Oh, I can't see which one won.
No, you go back to the first one.
The first one.
I think draft day made it out of the first round.
No, it didn't.
No,
it lost to 42.
Draft day it did. It lost to 42.
It was up against 42 and lost.
Okay.
I mean,
and did any
some people actually watch the movie?
Did any of the Rockies make it out?
Yeah,
Rocky
3 made it out, and I think Creed did not make it out, but that's a spinoff. But yeah, Rocky 3 made it out of the first round. I think did Rocky 3 make it to third? No,
did not. It did not.
Okay. What about Friday Night Lights? Did that make it out of there?
That's the one I was upset about. Friday Night Lights did not make it out of the first round.
Who did they lose to? Wait, I think it's the pick. Can you pull the logo down?
Okay.
There.
Hold on.
This is
there we go.
It lost to Ali.
This is madness.
It lost to Ali.
Okay, wow.
That was tough. That was tough.
Yeah, I do remember that conversation, Toothpick. Yeah, anything with Halle Berry, I mean, you gotta
you gotta go with Holly. You do.
I mean, come on now. But
it was.
If you're asking me to pick between Halle Berry and her role, Sanaa Lathan and her role, and then Tyra Banks and her role, man, I gotta give it to Sanaa Lathan and Love and Basketball.
Love and Basketball was really one of my top.
And to be quite honest, when this whole march started with for me with the tragic news that Angie Stone was killed on her way to the CIAA tournament.
Yeah.
And so we're there at the championship game. A shout out to the CIAA and Bowie State, who was the host school and everything like that. The way they were able, and Jackie McMillan, the commissioner, the way that they were able to do damage control. I mean, this is like an icon that is tragically killed on the way to the men's championship game that was on ESPN, right? And so they're sitting there playing all these songs and honoring Angie Stone during the game. And one of my favorite Angie Stone, and I encourage everybody to go look at this. Angie Stone remade Simply Red's "Holding Back the Years," and it was played during that Love and Basketball soundtrack. Man, there's few songs that are better than the original. What Angie Stone did with that song, even Mitch Hucknall and Simply Red has got to be like, yo, you did it better than I did.
Right.
So,
amazing.
That was on that soundtrack. That soundtrack for Love and Basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That soundtrack is amazing. That
yeah.
soundtrack is
They got some old school
amazing.
songs on there, so that's
Old
yeah,
school, just everything. And then, to see Sana Lathan now at USC basketball games watching Juju,
yes.
it's just
Oh my
really,
God.
really cool because that's, she played for USC in the
Right.
movie
Yep.
and everything.
But they took a picture of her and um she said she didn't realize at first. She didn't realize like why everyone was so hyped about it. And I'm like, "Girl, you played there, you know?" And for the Sparks, she played for the Sparks. I think it was a
Yep.
Yeah. She played
Sparks.
at USC and then she went to
Right.
the Sparks
The
with
Sparks, yeah.
in the W.
Yep.
Yep. So
So yeah.
I just
Wait, wait,
Omar
Lou,
Omar Epps had a good run there with those movies.
Yeah, he did.
Lou, I can't let you off the show without asking you about this. Candace Parker, Ace, is retiring. You know,
We talked about
can you speak to what she's done for women's basketball? Because she's been amazing.
yeah, they're retiring her number.
Yeah, I
Soon.
mean, she Lisa Leslie, Swoops, all of those, they have set the bar. Cheryl Miller, I mean, she's just one of many for me
Yeah.
that have just set the bar because people who understand and like women's basketball, I mean, it's been around for a minute. It's just gotten this new infusion because of the characters. And to be quite honest, the men's game, you never know who the heck is around.
Mm.
The women stay, so it's kind of like you get to see these rivalries and you get to see these teams. And the women's game is just gotten so much more competitive. And Candace Parker is just one of many. I remember that whole run that Tennessee had with Shamiqua Holsclaw and Candace and all of those teams playing for Pat Summitt. I mean, again, I have a healthy respect for women's basketball because I had to cover it. And once I had to cover it, I was like, yo, this is cool. I mean, and that was back in 2002 when I started covering women's basketball. But I said that, and to be quite honest, it's very hard to win a championship. Gino makes it look easy or whatever. But I said, you cannot tell the story of women's basketball without including Brenda Fries.
Yeah.
Nope.
Brenda Fries and her body of work at the University of Maryland needs to be commended. She, in this NIL deal and everything like that, it's hard. It's hard to keep players. It's hard to that's why Cheyenne Sellers is going to be very, very endearing, and she's going to be one of those people that is going to be special to basketball in the Washington, D.C., the DMV, because she could have left.
Yeah.
She could have left like Angel Reese did or whatever, but just like Diamond Miller, she stayed. And the last game that she played at Xfinity Center, which was one of the better basketball games I have ever seen, that double overtime game against Alabama. It was just the love for her and the love for Brenda. Man, it's just hard to win a championship. And what they've been able to do is really, really impressive. So I know I'm all over the place, but it's all women's basketball to me. Candace Parker is the latest to be honored. I know Sue Bird is going into the Hall of Fame this September, rightfully so. Diana Taurasi is going to be right behind her. And it's just honoring the legends of that game, just like you honor the men. That's the one sport. That's the one women's sport where you really get when I looked out, I'm watching on TV because I did watch the WNBA, the W draft, and to see that whole area filled with people, that was pretty impressive because I remember not just 5-6 years ago, there was nobody there.
Right.
Right. But
Nobody.
you got these young ladies that are saying, take notice of us right now because
This summer's gonna be fun.
Yes. Well, Lou, listen, I asked you for a 25-minute interview, and I do apologize, man. Lady A is going to find me like crazy for taking up so much of your time. But when we talk to you, It is amazing.
Oh
And
no, I can't leave now. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 no.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no. Oh no. Oh, this is what we call overtime.
overtime.
Oh no. Oh no. Now you come on. Oh no.
What
did-
happened?
I
Come on, Al.
apologize. I-95 traffic.
Oh, it has been bad. Yeah.
Oh man, caught me coming home from work. Man, added an extra 50 minutes to my ride. Man,
That's bad.
Everybody's back at work now, so you got to leave a little extra.
but no, the construction.
So can I do something that has probably never been done on this show before?
Oh,
What is it, Lou?
Can I be the host for a second and be Alvin? What did you think of the Masters, my brother?
Oh yeah.
Listen, Lou.
Hey, let's
watched-
talk about it.
Let's talk
Because you know
about-
we degenerate golfing. We
Lou.
are degenerates.
Let's start off with I was pulling for Roy, and I wanted to put a bet on Roy before the tournament, but I didn't because after the last 11 years, it's been just a category, just a flame out. He may be there. Only 1 year did he really contend. I think it was 2022. Then I had a buddy of mine who was a Bryson fan, and he called me repeatedly after hole one. That's it. So it was funny because I enjoyed it. It was different than what they expected. They built it up for the Bryson, Rory, McIlroy bonanza, as you would say.
Mhm.
And then it kind of became,
And you had the final pairing.
it blew up after the first hole, and then it became everything they wanted, but a little bit different because then Bryson just flamed out, started bombing everywhere, and couldn't make up anything. And Rory, when you thought he was going to run away with it and be easy, found a way to be Rory again.
Oh.
But if for the ratings, it was beautiful.
Yeah.
For a Rory fan, it was, man, your stomach was in knots. But for a golf fan, it was what we all needed. I mean,
11 years of ups and downs at the majors. And from what I've seen, from what I've seen is he had a swagger and then he would lose it. And then he had a swagger and then he would lose it. It's like
it's the weirdest thing with Rory, and I think Luke can agree. Pound for pound, he has more talent than any other golfer currently playing right now. When he's playing his game, he's head and heels, I think, above more of the PGA golfers. Let me say the PGA and the Live Tours being two different tours. So it's pound for pound. But Roy, this uncharacteristic for no reason. Like all those double bogeys, most of them on par fives were unforced errors. It's
aren't you supposed to make your money on par fives? That's where you're supposed to catch up at, right?
With his length, he eats on the par fives. But it shows it in a weird way. It shows how dominant he truly was in this tournament. The fact he gave away 8 shots on 4 holes and still won the tournament, showed that. Like I said, when he's on, like I said, he kept saying before the tournament, this was the most complete golfer he's been at any point of his career, and I think it was prophetic in how he played. Because the old Rory and Lou know this, the old Rory after hole one, we might not even saw him finish 18 because he'd been shooting about 85, and the cameras wouldn't even show him no more the whole round. They just showed Bryson hitting his tee shot and then showed other golfers. So I just
think what it showed is how much and how appreciative I am.
Oh my goodness,
for the run that Tiger Woods had.
Oh my God!
Because it is so hard to win these tournaments, and Tiger made it look so easy and just so much fun to watch.
Yes.
And I'm actually, and the thing for me that was special is, I have an ailing 85-year-old father, and we watched it together. Beautiful. And it was just fun to experience that because, again, the ratings for this one haven't been that high in a long, long time. And to see a Sunday at the Masters that didn't have a dude in a red shirt, right, that had that much intrigue and that much fun to it, it was just fun to watch. It was really, really fun to watch because, we, for a long, long time, golf fans were just entrenched and really just mesmerized by the whole Tiger and Phil, Tiger and Phil, Tiger and Phil, Tiger and Phil. And now to see, whatever, I mean, it was just like the comments, Bryson was like, well, he didn't talk to me. I was like, really? His competitor ain't going to talk to you, boy? What are you talking about?
Right.
Justin Rose is there. And then don't forget about Scotty Scheffler. I mean, Scotty was the best player in the world. Man, that final round brought him to his knees, So it's like there's a lot out there. There's a lot out there because we'll never see the Tiger of old. We'll never see it again. So
we'll never see another Tiger. I don't think another golfer dominate. Right. People don't understand Tiger.
But it's good. It's good to have Rory get out of the way because I was tired of people talking about it.
Yeah, that too.
So it's over. He's won the career Grand Slam.
They can let him go. Let him breathe. And the first European to do it. I learned that this weekend as well. And to what you were saying earlier, Lou, to the Tiger part, Scotty's seeing the effects of that. Because the year he had last year, they were comparing, a Tiger-ish type of year. He hasn't cracked the number one. He hasn't won a golf tournament this year. And he's still the number one golfer. But no one would ever dominate. Tiger was – it's not even fair to compare him to any other sport because I don't think it's been any other sport where the number one person was as dominant to their fellow peers. Even Michael Jordan, in his heyday, winning 6 championships over those 8 years, he was dominant. But there were still players that, were still competitive. When you're winning 30% of the golf tournaments for your career still.
Yeah.
And they changed golf courses because of him, because they're like, we got to make them longer. We got to make more trouble, all because of Tiger.
Yep.
So it was just fun. It was just fun to see those crowds, because I had to explain to my dad, so do those people from one hole go to the other? I was like, Dad, you really can't do that because you're not gonna get a chance to see. I was telling him about how you have to get to these holes and you got to sit and just be there the whole day because going from one to another, you can't really do that at the Masters or any tournament.
You won't see anything. And they are people that travels with different groups. And you saw that, like, I don't know if you saw the scene from the drone of
the aerial shot
of the last 18, where it was a sea of people. And like you said, we haven't seen that since since Tiger.
But that was also them going to the playoff hole, right? That wasn't just when all those people were moving.
That back nine with Rory and Bryson, that back nine, you saw it just swelling because they were putting up the scores on the board, and you could see, they would give 2 away, and then then another one would give 2 away, and then oh man, it was fun. That was just fun. And then when he missed that last putt to send it to the playoff, my dad was like, "Oh!" right? Because I said, Dad, if he makes this putt, it's over. If not, they're going to a playoff. So I set the scene. Alvin, I set the scene for my dad.
Jim Nance. You were your dad's Jim Nance.
Yeah, and then when he missed the putt, my dad was like, "Oh!"
But I knew he was going to miss that putt, Lou. I knew it. That's a Rory thing to do. Tiger makes that putt 10 out of 10.
Yeah.
Justin Rose making his putt on 18.
Oh, that's it. Yeah, that was.
I told my dad, I was like, "Ooh, that put pressure on him. Put pressure on him. Pressure bust pipes, baby."
The way that he steadied himself for the playoff had to be remarkable as well, because you just blew your shot at winning it for sure outright. Now you got to go to a playoff hole, and the way that he, reset himself, focused up, and just one playoff hole, and we're done. Time for my green jacket.
I got a question for you, Lil. And having to regain your composure and hit those last 2 shots that he hit, especially after Rose put one in there pretty tight in the playoffs. That drive, and then I think he said a gap wedge. He was like 120, 124 in or something like that. Those 2 shots were the best 2 shots he's ever hit in his life under pressure. Mm-hmm. Does that propel Rory to maybe go on a little dominant run to regain at number one, in your opinion?
That's a good question, Alvin. I do know that the Open is in Northern Ireland this year. I think it's at so I give him a chance to do that. I just don't know. I don't know. There's no other Tiger, so I can't really.
No, not Tiger.
I don't know the mental fortitude of any of these dudes to continue to be dominant like Tiger was. Right?
Yeah.
You got the career slam. I'm sure that there's going to be some fall off, but I mean, Rory's had a child prodigy. They're showing pictures of him when he was little and everything like that. I mean, he's legit. He's up there as far as one of the best players that we've ever seen. But it's like that Michael Jordan effect. Because Tiger Woods has been playing golf, everybody else comes in second, third, and fourth, you know? So I don't know. He did step up when he had to, though.
Oh,
But hold on. It was self-inflicted, though.
It was. Yeah. Because you could have closed it out.
I mean, it was self-inflicted. You wouldn't even have been there if you made that putt.
You wouldn't have been in if you hadn't done. I think it was the double.
Yes, on 14 or 13. Yes.
I mean, you dump you hit two perfect shots and you dump it in the water. I mean, it makes no. I mean, I don't even think people understand how for that golfer. That's almost like Michael Jordan. Like I don't even know at the free throw line, airballing it, like and not even hitting the net. You know, I mean, I'm just trying to figure or you know, like I said, Tom Brady. It's unfathomable. Like I said, didn't make any sense, but that's a Rory type of thing to do.
It was good to see it over with because now we don't have to keep talking about it.
Yeah. So Lou, you keep your golf clubs. You keep your golf clubs in the bag. Al keeps his ready at all times too. So the summertime's coming. So we need a report on Al's game. You know. Because he does his foursomes. He does his foursomes during the football season. His top four players. So we actually need to know, you know, if he knows where these golf courses are and if he can play. I mean,
I'm up for the challenge, but he's got to stop ducking me though.
Oh my goodness, I love that.
I
agree. Stop ducking me. I mean, we've had these conversations, and I still haven't gotten a call.
Lou,
I mean, I don't know when you're available.
I will make myself.
Maybe he's scared.
Huh?
See, I sound scared to me.
No. Alvin's not scared.
Okay.
We just haven't been able to hook up yet.
We have. We would. We will in the month of May. We will play around and golf together, Lou. That's my promise to you.
See, it sounds to me like he ducking smoke like Drake ducked Kendrick Lamar.
Well,
oh my goodness.
See how you go there. What? I mean. What's that all about?
He pushed it to a whole another month.
See,
I
will say this again at the beginning of the show when you do the open. It says that Toothpick is the captain of the ship, right? Man, what are you doing, bro?
Listen, I just need to report.
Are you running us into icebergs and all kind of stuff like that? What are you doing?
Nope. I just need to make sure Al's game is good enough to take these athletes on the course.
I promise you,
and show them a great time, Lou.
And Al, pictures or it didn't happen?
Huh?
Pictures or it did not happen?
It didn't happen.
Not a problem. No, we will take pictures together.
Absolutely. I have all faith that we will get on the golf course.
Yes.
I have all faith that we will.
What days are best for you during the week, Lou?
Man, we'll talk offline, brother.
Right. I was about
there we go.
I'm not divulging that information on the First String
Podcast.
I don't want people to know where I am on the First String Podcast.
No,
come on, bro.
I'm not a weekend guy. I can't stand the slow play. I can't stand and you know, like I said, and there's the easier pin placements. I like during the week. When the golf,
I was gonna tell his business.
No, I'm
Al.
I ain't got anybody who knows I play. I make time to play during the week. I adjust my work schedule around it a lot of times. So, like I said, that's why I said Monday. I didn't get into much later because we went down to actually Mattapanai. I don't know if you've ever played that one down there towards Richmond, Mattapanai Springs, beautiful course down that way.
I've been there.
Yeah, so
we played there for Father's Day weekend. I like that course.
Yeah.
See, well, listen. We have absolutely run out of show today.
Yes.
It was a good
reason.
show,
Lou, man.
an amazing show. Lou's here educating
I
us.
blame Al. I was on my way out, and then he popped in. I was like, "Oh no!"
I'm so glad I caught you. I was mad I was missing you because I was sitting there. I didn't want to keep chiming in from the car because I could have probably joined in from the car as slow as we was driving. But like I said, I'm glad I was able to. When I walked in the house, I put it on my phone to see where everything was. I saw you, grabbed my computer, like I said, and flipped it every kid. So like, you're still doing your podcast? I said, Lou is there. I got to see you.
Only a couple of guests that have the honor and the privilege of actually doing what they want on First String Podcast. Lou Holder is one of them. Listen, the draft is coming quick and fast, so get with us on Saturday. We will be here this Saturday. I promise you, we will be here this Saturday. And I did have a question for everyone that was in the chat was, for your favorite team, what position would you draft and why? So that's your homework for the week. So what position and why would you draft that player? Give us those answers on Saturday when we will be with you. And maybe we'll do a mock draft. We'll see what happens. And a burning question for everyone real fast. Someone tell me where Shedeur Sanders goes real fast, please.
Lou first.
What team?
Yes.
What team?
Yes, first.
I told Pick I don't do this, man. So,
No, I know you don't. I know you don't, Lou.
Lady A and Alvin, that's you. I told him.
Yeah.
I got a question real quick and do that real quick. Lou, let me get your feelings about this. Good or bad look to retire Shedeur and Travis Hunter's jersey for Colorado?
I mean, I'm indifferent. I mean, the what they've done for Colorado, the man who's coaching the team is very significant. Do what they want to do. To be quite honest, retiring college numbers, I really don't care.
Yeah, I just want to, because there's a lot of people trying to push it as
a
Deion narrative, but like they said, that wasn't a Deion, that was an AD decision. Deion didn't have anything to do with, they say, and it has to be signed off by the administration as well as the AD. So
they have done what they had set out to do.
Yes,
and is make you watch Colorado football on Saturdays during the season. Right?
Whoever said that.
I mean, people weren't watching. People haven't been watching Colorado football since Eric Bieniemy was playing. You know what I'm saying? Like Colorado is just not one of those places that people were watching every single game. So if you want to do a gesture kind of like thank you by retiring their numbers, go ahead. I don't. Come on.
I was
right.
I didn't see the hoopla about it, but yeah.
Yeah, it's what people talk about on a slow news day.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
The Giants.
The Giants. Lady A says the Giants
because they need. That's the position they need. You know,
and they are going
number
to 3. And they're going there flying to see him tomorrow, so that could be an idea.
Well, I mean, it's a little late in the game to do your homework for the Giants, or maybe it's just a second look, maybe a third or fourth look, just to make sure they checked all the boxes. Well, we know that Jalen Milrose will be showing up at the draft as well. Not sure how long he may be sitting in the green room. We'll talk about things like that on Saturday. Lou, thank you so much for giving us your time. We really do appreciate it.
Appreciate being on the First String Podcast, y'all. Holla.
Thank you.
Thank you, Lou. Man, I need 5 strokes too.
Huh? Man, I ain't giving you nothing. We straight up, man. And remember,
I love it. I'm just messing with you.
What my friends tell me, it's a scorecard, not a postcard.
You're absolutely right.
So it ain't gonna be pretty because in the beginning of the season. So what we'll have to do, Alvin, we're gonna have to play at the beginning of the season, and then we're gonna have to play at the end of the season. Because I will tell you, the beginning of my season, I'm shaking off a whole bunch of rust.
What a good team.
So I'm still gonna come. I ain't giving you no shit.
That's good. That's good to hear.
I'm not giving you nothing.
That's good to hear, Luke.
I'm not
giving you nothing. And we're playing from the Blues.
Okay, what is that?
I don't play from the Whites. We young men. We playing from the Blues.
What's that? 1 up, right?
Huh?
That's 1 up.
1 up. That's 1 back.
Man. 1 back. That's 1 back.
You know what I'm saying? You got the tips, and you go 1 up from the tips.
Oh, okay. So you play for the tips?
I do play for the Tips.
Okay, good. That's fine. Then you'll be able to play from the Blues then.
Oh no! Like Cat Williams said,
That's
they
what I
don't
heard.
give you nothing else. They don't give you anything extra from playing from back there. So I have no problem moving up to there. I just I play for wherever anyone's comfortable.
Gotcha.
Oh, okay.
I know I'm a kid about between 65 to 6,700. So 65.
All right. Oh, this is gonna be fun, and we will
Yeah.
report back to you. We will.
Okay. I may have to send Janet on a Lady A on a special assignment, that day too. So, all first string may be there
In the bushes with the camera.
in the bushes with the camera.
We
got Lady A. Got to have better treatment than that. No,
yeah, we will get her own car.
That's
Get her in the cart.
That's so
Get her in
nice.
the cart with the fan.
hold on. That's not first string at all.
No. We'll get her a cart with the fan and a good umbrella. Thank you so much. Listen, that is our show for today. Listen, Sid didn't make it today. Sid is actually off trying to find all blue Blues Clue coloring book. Okay. So he'll get back with us on that one on Saturday. So that's how things go. He's looking for.
And I apologize again for my late arrival, man. I promise you, I thought it would be 5 minutes late, and I was doggone near 50. But like I said,
I feel like Al, today is your day to talk about your handicaps. So.
Oh, my
5 strokes, 50 minutes. What is going on? Tell us. We talk offline.
Oh, man,
find out what's going on. Okay.
My handicaps are, we working, but thank you.
It's the beginning of the season. It's the beginning of the golf season.
I wish Lee was here. I take all prisoners. Take no prisoners. I don't care if it's beginning of the season. I'm gonna beat you like it's the end of the season. I don't care what it may be. So,
he wait till Lou leave.
I said I'm mad he left. He left. I gotta talk my trash now so he have a reason to come back. But we definitely gonna have a good time. I gotta figure out a good place for us to play. But we both from sure got good whatever makes whatever looks good to both of us with where he's at. So
Yes, sir. Listen, thank you all for watching today, man. All right. Shouts out to my son, United States Air Force, First String Podcast, second to none. Come get some. Say it's not here, but y'all know what he's gonna say. Go Dogs, and I'm gonna say hell.
It's wartime, baby. This what you signed up for. This what we worked hard for. You for. Y'all the first string. Y'all gotta go set the tone now. Hey, let's go. Lace them up, it's the First String Podcast show. Hey, let's go. They spitting facts on the First String Podcast show. Hey, let's go. Let's go. Hey, let's go. 'Cause it's time for the First String Podcast show. Hey, let's go. Lace them up, it's the First String Podcast show. Facts on the First String Podcast show. Imagine talking sports, having fun with the fam. At a starting lineup, First String is what you have. An entertaining stream with the Pro Bowl cash. When the viewers chime in, they gon' answer what you ask. Representing for the Queens, yeah, we got Lady A. A super knowledgeable woman who can break down any play. Said from the South, so he read GA. The Falcons, the Bulldogs, the whole Peach State. Drunk Uncle Al, only way you can describe him. Every time he crack the mic, you know he gonna be wildin'. Last but not least, it's my man Toothpick. Commanders is a squad and he the captain of the ship. So if you feel the vibe, go ahead and tune in. Like, subscribe, recommend to a friend. Now for real, like, subscribe, and recommend.